change your mind about anything. Listen, no one put a gun to her head and made her sign on for that. But it just seems like, she was basically, she was bullied.
But see, the thing about it is they will put a gun to her head to not do it.
I don't think so.
Well, that's what the threat says. You gotta say, it's why it's called a threat. You don't know the hypotheticals in there that could happen to you.
Why do you think
she's not a well-known singer, so she's not going around with security. As soon as she goes to get her tracks at the mall,
right?
Pow!
Right, but at the same time,
now we got a whole bunch of dead cats.
Yeah, but like what she said in the footage, today on The View was basically it's not white people who was threatening her. It was us who was threatening her.
Right. Where do you think she live? I think she live in Atlanta.
Exactly.
They gonna get her at the Ku Klux Klan mall and drag her by her hair. Her hair made a cat. She got the new weave.
I don't have Jennifer Holiday money, honey.
Yeah,
I don't know what it might be because it's. I don't got Jennifer Holiday money, but. Me personally, I feel as though, like I said, once I kind of came out, and even being on this show, because I'm pretty sure the headline says Trump supporter, I'm putting a lot of myself out there. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Far into this unknown to find who we really are. Crash into something new and take a break from our broken heart. Talk with the hip, tell me you lie. I think we should go for another round. Baby, try not to say too much. Let your love come down. If you wanna rule, it's a rules you gotta live by. Live by. Stay true to your cool, make a move, don't wait on nobody else. And if fashion is something new, I got the leg bringing up the car. Told me you kiss, told me you lie. I think we should go for another round. Baby, I wanna take you, but we gotta groove so we can lose the crowd. If you wanna rule,
you are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Stay true, yeah, you cool, make a move, don't wait on nobody else.
Hey, what's up, family? Welcome to the Black Body Man Radio Show. The lovely Miss Janice. How you doing today, Miss Janice?
Very good. Hi, everybody.
Are we live? We live. All right, we are live. So I want to welcome everybody to another exciting episode of the Black Body Man Radio Show. Today's show, we're going to go over. Let me say it right. I don't want to mess y'all up. All right, so we got 17 jobs that require little or no experience, but actually have a decent pay scale. So we're going to go over those today. For those who might be out there looking to change their career or get into something that doesn't require a lot of experience that they might be able to grow with, we thought we'd give you a few of those jobs that offer that opportunity today. Figured it'd be a great way to start a Monday. We're still in the middle of the summer. People going through changes in their life. So we thought we'd help out with that a little bit. But before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and send out some invites. Try to get you guys to hang out with us. And do we have anything in current events? Anything that's worth mentioning, I should say?
My weekend was lovely. So I had a wonderful weekend.
Oh, yeah, let me take this off anyway. Let me change up.
Hopefully I can get more of those weekends.
Here looking like I'm on the streets. All right, that's a little better. And I'm a little warm. All right, so your weekend.
Yeah, so from there, I'll go to current events.
Anything?
The couple in Phoenix, the 24-year-old guy and his 24-year-old, I don't know if that's his wife or girlfriend, but anyway, they had two kids. They was in the dollar store. Mm-hmm. And the 4-year-old, I guess, you know how kids do, she picked up the little Barbie doll. So when they left the store, of course, she had the Barbie doll in her hand. So I guess instead of the salesperson or whoever working there, running out, letting the parents know, was they aware that, the little girl took the Barbie doll, I guess they just took it upon themselves to call the police.
Turned it into a straight.
Yeah. So by the time they got to their house, when they pulled up, so did a bunch of cop cars. Mm. So at that point.
For a child.
the police was telling them, you know, put their effing hands up. They will cap them. Just arrested them both. The lady had her 1-year-old in her hand. He was telling her put the baby on the pavement. It was horrible. You didn't watch it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I do get overwhelmed with constantly watching the things that keep happening with us, you know, with the police, and so it gets a little overwhelming sometimes. So
that was very overwhelming, especially if you watched it. It's very hard to see, even though you watch it a lot. It just don't get easier.
It's not. Yeah,
it's not like, you know, something you can watch and say, well, oh, this happens every day. They're still human, so it's still so sad to watch, especially like our kids is in front of this. It just makes you feel so bad.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but this is America. That's all I can say. This is America. This is what we deal with every day. I think it is good to have, you know, outlets do bring attention to it. I'm not sure that Facebook has the best intentions in the world when they consistently show us these things, but it does expose it to the world, so people now realize that, you know, the victims of these type of situations aren't out here exaggerating. They're not lying. These police officers really are terrorists when it comes to us. They're not protecting and serving.
Yeah, so speaking of the police officers being terrorists, what about the one video where the girl recorded where they had the 24-year-old on his knees with his hands in the back of his head, and it was like 4 cops with their guns pointed at him as well because a gas station, apparently there was an altercation at a gas station and he fit the suspect.
Wow, don't we always?
Had 4 guns pointed at him toward his back while he's on his knees with his hands up.
Wow.
And one of the cops even had like a military weapon, like
ready to kill.
And the girl that was recording it steadily begging and pleading, you know, for the boy's life.
That one I did see. Yep, because you know, she was telling him don't move. You know, they was trying to tell him, you know, giving him instructions, which they often do. They give you confusing instructions. So then when you do something, you know, wrong, then they start dumping bullets in you. Scary world. Very, very scary world.
So again, even though it's going on a lot, it just never gets easy to watch these things happen.
Absolutely. And they probably never will. You know, like how could we ever really get used to this? I mean, they're trying hard to make us used to it, but you know, this isn't something that you're just going to get used to. You know, watching your own people being slaughtered, you know, every time you turn around. And
that was in California. So, and then there was one incident in Memphis with I believe he was 20 years old, and a U.S. Marshal went to serve him with a warrant for some felonies or something.
Wow.
But they ended up shooting him too. So.
Scary. Very, very scary world.
And they had like this little riot going on in Memphis. So.
Well, you know, change has never come out of peacefulness. All change comes through revolution, comes through fighting back. So it's not surprising that people are in that stage where they're ready, you know, to fight back, which is, you know, really what should happen without going down the rabbit hole. I mean, you can't just keep treating people this way and expect them to, you know, stay with it and not have an issue with it. Anything else?
That's all I have.
That's it. I'm sure that's all we need. That's enough. All right, so again, welcome everybody to the Black by the Man radio show. Today's show, we're going to go over 17 jobs that require little to no experience for you to get started in and offer opportunities for advancement, at least in some of them. So let's just dive right into this, right? All right, so we're talking jobs that require little to no experience. College is great. You know, we never deny that college is great, but it's not for everyone. Everyone doesn't have a school centered state of mind. So some people just like to go the old school route and get a job. You know, get a job that doesn't require them to have a whole bunch of experience that they might be able to grow in and make enough money to support themselves as well as their family. All right, so we got 17 of them. But before we get into it, let's do our plugs real quick. Make sure you guys go to blackbodyman.com. Check out some of our latest apparel. Right now, we have the breast cancer awareness ladies V-neck t-shirts, which we donate a portion of the proceeds to a family affected by breast cancer. Make sure you guys check that out. And of course, we got our traditional Black by Demand tees, which the lovely Miss Janice has on today. We still have those in both black and white. And we're going to be coming out with another piece of apparel in the next few weeks. And this is going to be in honor of our Puerto Rican brothers and sisters. So we look forward to bringing you guys that as well. And make sure if you guys want to help us out with our journey with Black by the Man, go to patreon.com/BrotherMikeBBD, where you can become a patron and donate as little as $1 a month to help us keep all of this good stuff going. Continue to bring you these great shows with this great information and spread love the BBD way, as we like to say. All right, so number one of jobs that require little to no experience: delivery driver. Whether national, regional, or local, companies need delivery drivers. As long as you have a clean driver's record, you are eligible for these jobs. You don't need any experience for many of these jobs, and they often offer a lot of scheduling flexibility. Starting with a company as a driver can also help you get your foot in the door with opportunities towards a higher paying position. Companies like DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart may have availability for new delivery partners in your area. And the best part is you might not even need a car. For examples, with DoorDash, you can deliver using your car, bike, or scooter.
Wow.
Average salary range is from $16,918 all the way up through $46,324. Delivery driver. What do we think about that?
I didn't know they can earn as much as 46 grand.
You know?
So it's not bad.
Honestly, I didn't know that either. But that's pretty good for no experience. Now, of course, we got to look at the low end, starting at 16. So I'm going to assume that would probably be the range for, younger folks, just getting in the game. They know you're young. But if you're someone who's had experience with being a delivery driver, then I would imagine that would bump you a little further up the scale when you can say, hey, listen, I've been doing this, for a few years. But even still, that person got into it without any experience. So I think that's a good one. I think delivery drivers are a good one. Everybody in the audience today, we want to give a shout out to you and thank you for tuning in with us. Let us know what you think about delivery driver as one of the jobs that require little to no experience that you can actually start making a little money with.
It's actually, some people pick that up as a, little side hustle as well. They work a regular job, but they picked it up as a little side hustle just to earn extra money.
Right. And that's always good.
During their downtime, I guess. But I'm assuming the high end, I don't know, I guess it's what you deliver. I guess it's whatever you're out there delivering.
This mentioned DoorDash and Uber Eats and Instacart. I'm not familiar with Instacart. Are you familiar with Instacart? Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one, but evidently that is one of the options. Have you ever been a delivery driver?
No. I'm surprised you can be a delivery driver from your bike or your scooter. That's awesome.
Miss D. Brown says that's very good for no experience delivery driver. Yeah, I think so too, Miss Brown. I think that's a pretty good position for no experience, stress-free. Like how stressful can that be? Unless you got to live in the hood. that might get a little stressful, for those who can't handle that.
You ever did it?
No, I've never been a delivery driver officially. I've delivered things before throughout my life. But yeah. No, never officially, been a delivery driver. But it is something I would do.
No experience.
Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I had a vehicle that was suitable for it, I would do like Uber or Lyft, to get extra cash because it's just so chill, who wouldn't want to get picked up by Brother Mike from the Black by the Man radio show? We can be in there talking about the show. I'm gonna come pick y'all up. Make me a couple dollars. I need money like everybody else.
It's going to be the Black by the Man Uber.
Yeah, the BBD Uber. There it is.
Coming soon.
Something I need to look into. I need to get me a little car that I can do that with. I love to go around picking people up. Like, hey, I'm Brother Mike from the Black by the Man radio show.
Hey, don't
probably be like, really?
You see when those celebrities be doing it? You see how those celebrities be picking people up from the door?
Absolutely. I like that when they do that because it's so it's so human, it's so real. Like, people need money. Like, it reminds me of the issue with what is the guy's name? He was the actor on the Cosby Show. He was the oldest sister's husband.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? And they ended up seeing him in like Kroger's or something working.
Okay.
And then they made a big deal of it. You know what I mean? And you know, like, why are you in there working? You know, like, you're an actor. And he's just like, dude, like, when's the last time you seen me or something? Like, I got to make money.
I have to earn money too.
Well, the thing that I thought was so beautiful about that is that the person who initially brought that to social media did it, at least in my opinion, with malicious intent of clowning him. And all it did was get him honored, because most humans will respect the fact that you have to make money. You know, like, everybody has ups and downs in their life. So if he's at a down period, but he still understands he's a man, you know what I mean? And he's still of use, of service to society. He went and got a job, started working. Now, I heard the end game was he ended up getting interviewed by several different stations. Okay. And then Tyler Perry is like putting him in his next movie. Nice. You know, so something that started off with malicious intent ended up working for him, because I just think it's normal for people to see, you know, like, hey, I did this for a while. This is where I'm at now. Right. You know, I work for a living. I mean, think about how many celebrities we see where it's the exact opposite. They're like strung out on drugs. You know, they're messed up because they don't have that limelight no more. They don't have that celebrity status. They're not getting their pictures taken on the red carpet anymore. So for me, for that guy to be able to handle that, you know, to be at that status and then kind of be brought back down with the rest of us, and he's just like, hey, you know, whatever, I work. You know, I got to make money, you know, so I thought it was quite honorable. So, yeah, I would do the same thing. If I had a vehicle that was capable, I would love to do Uber or Lyft. I think it would be fun. Right. You know what I mean? I might even do a live broadcast, you know, while I'm driving. Like, hey, you're here with Brother Mike, the BBD Uber, you know, and I got passengers with me. I think it would be fun.
But sidebar.
So if anybody out there wants to give me a car to start doing that, you know, I will accept that. Just we'll throw that out there.
Taking donations for a car now?
Yeah. I'm taking donations for my Uber car.
But sidebar, speaking of Tyler Perry, we sing all your plays and all your movies. So please, can you make sure you get a BBD t-shirt?
That would be great, Mr. Perry. That would be wonderful. Wonderful. Represent group economics. Remember, that's what it's all about. BBD is about group economics. That is our category. That is our key word, group economics. All right, so delivery driver. So I think that one was pretty good. Miss Brown says Alvin Cosby. Okay, yeah, Alvin on the Cosby Show. That was his name. Got you. Yeah, so yeah, I thought it was pretty cool that he just like took that on the chin, like, hey, I gotta work. Yeah. I gotta make money, you know.
You gotta do what you have to do out here.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Like, you know, it's real out here. They say the struggle is real.
It's very real. It's very real.
The struggle is real. All right, number 2. Bill collector. I've never been on this end of the deal.
It seems like a lot of people are good at that job.
Yeah, bill collector. Experts project the employment rate for bill collectors to grow by approximately 19% in the next 10 years, and most of these positions only require a high school diploma. Job requirements include effectively communicating over the phone and having good customer service skills. Previous bill collection experience is not required. Annual salary range, $21,903 all the way up to $47,898. So you can make anywhere between $22,000 and $48,000 being a bill collector.
And you don't have to have no experience for that.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, I think most of us have experience with bill collecting. We just was on the other end of the phone. You get what I mean? I could probably tell them the options.
To be a bill collector, you got to be good at harassing people.
Yeah, you got to love harassing people. And a lot of them do like harassing you. You know, I love when you get the ones with the smart mouth and they're like, well, this is your responsibility and you signed the bill, rah. It's like, shorty, they probably about to cut your cable off too. You calling me up harassing me. It's terrible, right? Bill collector, but I never considered being on that end of the spectrum. But I guess somebody's got to do it.
Somebody has to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
It's a job.
Yeah, I've done jobs similar where you have to do phone calls, and it does take a certain person to deal with the reality that you're bugging people, first of all. Right. And then number 2, their reaction. Because you get everything from hung up on to cussed out to, you know, friendly conversation. You know, you get a full range when you're dealing with the public. So let me see. Could I be a bill collector? Probably. I could probably do it.
I could be a bill collector.
I used to do work for Aflac back in the day, and you had to make a lot of phone calls, and they were business calls, but still, you were kind of harassing people a little bit, So I think I could do it though. Audience, what y'all think about being a bill collector? I think for once I could be on the other end and let me talk some trash to these people. I love when they say it'll be a ridiculous amount. So they'll call you up like, yeah, your bill is approximately, $2,344. How did you want to make that payment today? Really? How did I want to make that payment today? And they will straight ask you that like it's $69, $2,000 something. They're like, how would you like to make that payment today?
Oh, good.
It's like whatever. Oh, when can we expect the payment?
Just be like, I'm gonna make that payment in cash today.
Yeah. Hold on, let me grab my card real quick. How much was it? $2,000? Let me grab my debit card real quick. When can we expect the payment? Oh, you can expect it anyway, anytime you want, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's coming. But feel free to expect it. Bill collector, audience, what do you think about being a bill collector? Would you be good at harassing people?
That color look really nice on you.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that. Let me tell you why. I'm going to give you a little backstory on this color. I struggled with putting this color on. I like this shirt. When I bought it, I was like, I gotta go outside the box, right? But you know why I struggle with it? Because it's yellow. I'm a Ravens fan. I don't do no black and yellow. I'm doing black and yellow today. You know what I mean? And as crazy as that sounds, I really didn't feel that way. Like, I don't want to look like I'm a Pittsburgh fan. I'm a Ravens fan. But then I had to mature a little bit, and I said, you know what? Wear the shirts you want to wear, Mike.
I never
saw.
But
yeah, I really don't do the black and yellow thing. But
I ain't see Pittsburgh till you said it.
See, I shouldn't even have said nothing, because now I got you thinking Pittsburgh. I would have preferred purple, Ravens, Miss D. Brown says bill collectors is a good job. Miss Brown, I'm going to have to agree with you on that, because there's no way you would ever be unemployed. No way you ever be unemployed, because we all got bills.
That is so true. I guess that's a job.
That is job security.
Yes,
right there.
That's going to stay in demand.
That's going to stay in demand.
Wow.
All right, so we're up on our first break. Stay with us. It's the Black Body Man Radio Show. We are talking 17 jobs that require little to no experience. We'll be back.
But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run. The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, won with a home run.
Hit the home run.
Right.
They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game. That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You
Padres
just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that you're.
Then your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
The pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017. Mm-hmm. He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone,
you
he
are
already
listening
has
to
12 earned runs.
BeExposedRadio.com.
12 earned runs.
All right. All right, so welcome back everybody to the BBD Radio Show. In case you missed the top of the intro, we are doing 17 jobs that require little or no experience. But let me address something real quick. I see here Miss Brown says, Pittsburgh, that's my team. You know what, Miss Brown, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not even mad at you. Because, believe it or not, Baltimore has a lot of people that love Pittsburgh, right? And unfortunately, they get caught in this little tug of war. Like you can't like the Ravens and like Pittsburgh at the same time. I personally don't really have anything against Pittsburgh. You get what I'm saying? And I understand why people like Pittsburgh. So here's my take on it, even if you're from Baltimore, right? It's because Pittsburgh's been around for so long. So when we was all young, see, there was no Baltimore Ravens. It was the Baltimore Colts, and then they disappeared. Pittsburgh's been around the whole time. Pennsylvania's pretty close to Maryland. So it was one of the closest teams other than the Redskins, that we could root for.
Okay.
So they going all the way back to the 70s with Franco Harris and Lynn Swann and all them people. So I think this is why Pittsburgh has got like some really diehard fans. And even once Baltimore Ravens was created, like they already was Pittsburgh fans for 25, 30 years. You get what I mean?
Yes.
So with that being said, I understand, Miss Brown, Pittsburgh, that's what's up. No problems there. I'm with you. I understand it. And I don't look too bad in this yellow. I'm all right, I'm representing. I'll read another comment here. Miss Johnson says, I work in credit collections for 5 years. If you are a person that deals with anxiety, it's not for you. That color does look nice on you. Thank you very much. And so anxiety, that's something we didn't anticipate with bill collection. See, that's what I was saying. It's got to be something. You got to have something. I couldn't put my finger on an exact word, but I think she did anxiety because you're getting rejected a lot. You're getting, you're not about to have a friendly phone call. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think it's many phone calls where they're on the phone with you like, hey, how you doing? Oh, yeah, no problem. I'm working on this and call me back on this day. Those people are dealing with life.
That's the type of bill collector I would be.
That's how you would be?
Yes, I would be like, hey, how's your day going?
What can we do to help rectify this situation? Okay.
What day do you need me to call you back?
Right.
That's fine with me.
Okay. See, you'd be a good one.
I don't know how long the company gonna keep me.
They might actually pay their bills fooling with you.
But I would, definitely get on the bright side.
So again, the salary range is from $21,903 through $47,898. Mm-hmm. 47 ain't bad for making phone calls. I'll tell you.
Not.
All right.
Just what are these again? No experience needed?
Yeah, no experience
needed.
Low-end
jobs? Not for low-end jobs.
Most of them require just a high school diploma.
Okay.
And you could probably lie about that. Like, who actually asked you for your diploma? Like, most people just put, you have a high school diploma? Yes. All right. Like, I don't think at jobs would be like, can you bring us in a copy of your high school diploma or your transcripts? Like, really? All right, so number 3 is web developer. Becoming a web developer is a great career choice for anyone hoping to express their creativity. It also is a field that's always in high demand. Even if you don't have any formal education, there are many different online courses you can take to increase your skills. Online courses are offered through accredited universities. If you want something a little less formal, Udemy, I think I'm saying that right, Udemy is a great option. No matter which you choose, you'll be able to refine your skills to land this well-paying job. Annual salary range, $22,500 to $132,500.
Yeah.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute, 6 figures.
That's the job I'm talking about.
For a web developer.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, like, 22 to 132? Mm-hmm. That's a pretty broad range.
Yes.
So if it's not saying you necessarily have to have a formal education, I'm going to assume the higher end must deal with maybe experience.
Yes, probably.
You've been in it. You've been doing it for 10 years.
Yes.
Like even though you don't have, a master's degree backing you up, but you've been doing it for 10 years. Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't know web developer didn't require that. Wow.
Yeah, and most of the time they take experience. Like sometimes if a job is asking for a master's, but if you do have 10 years to 20 years experience, they're kind of like.
That can get you higher up in the range.
Yes, that can get you the full amount as well.
Okay, that's not bad. Audience, any experience with web developing? I know some web developers. Mm-hmm. I didn't know they had a chance of making money like that. That's sweet. And and then today they got a lot of options where you can kind of do your own thing.
Right.
Like I've created websites before.
Okay.
As crazy as that sounds. I have. They weren't the best websites, but even the Black by the Man website was created by me through Shopify.
Okay.
Shopify is great. For those who have a small business, you want to get your web set up. Shopify is real great. It's pretty user friendly, but the fact that I was a little tech savvy that helped. Where I was able to get it looking half decent. Now I don't know how a actual web developer might look at it. They might look at my website and be like, dude, you need to change this, change that. But for me, it works. I don't know. So anyway, so 22,500 to 132,500. Man, that 132 sounds nice.
I was going to say, give me the 132.
For building websites?
Let's cut all the other part out. It's got to be fun to
even build a website. Like, I had fun when I was building websites, right? Mm-hmm. So you're doing something that you having fun with, and you making 6 figures.
Yes.
Well, that sure makes getting off work a little easier, doesn't it? Makes it a little easy to get up the next morning and go to work. I got to work in the morning.
It's always easy to get up and go to work if your job is fun. Mm-hmm. And even if your job is fun and you like it. So that's why it's always important to stay in the field of work that's something you love or enjoy.
It's interesting you say that because I just thought of a situation. Like I've been in the cleaning game for a long time, right? So I remember one time I went on a prospect. I went for a walk through the building, right?
Okay.
So I was with the human resource manager, and she educated me on something that was right along the lines of what you said, right? After we did the walkthrough, we're kind of in the break room. The break room is always going to be the most jacked up area because, people don't care. They're on break. They ain't even putting stuff in the trash, so forth and so on. The break room is clean, right? So I told her that, even though I'm coming in here competing, for this contract for cleaning. But I told her, I said, like they got this break room looking pretty good. Like they take pretty good care of the break room. I'm referencing the employees that work there.
Yes.
And she looked at me and she said, well, Mike, we pay them enough money. We pay them good money. I was like, really? She said, yeah. She said, when you pay your employees the proper amount of money, they will take care of things. She said, so when you go and you do walkthroughs in other buildings and the break room stays messed up, she said, from a human resource perspective, these are employees that are disgruntled. They're not happy with the environment. I was like, wow, you really are a human resource manager. Because like she really educated me from a human resource perspective. She's like, we pay them good.
Right.
Like that's why they clean up behind themselves. That's why they keep the refrigerator clean. Like they're in a position where they don't want to mess this up. I said, I heard that. Must be nice.
Makes sense to me.
So that's something to consider if you're in a job environment and the break room isn't taken care of. She's saying these people are disgruntled about their pay. And this is how they kind of, react. It's interesting, right?
Yeah, and it makes total sense. Because, if
it
you
does
ever,
make sense.
When you come into contact with some people that are at work and you get attitudes from folks that are at work, you kind of get the feeling like they're upset to be here.
Right.
And you're on the other side like...
Yeah, I think people are fair judges. They make fair judgment of the value of their work versus what you're paying them.
Right.
And I don't think the average person really wants to be over. They kind of just want what they're deserving of. You get what I mean? So that kind of would make sense, because most of us know if we're in a position and we're working way harder than what they're actually paying us.
Right.
So yeah, what she said makes sense. So that's what I thought of, when you had just said that. Very interesting. All right, so web developers are making some money.
Making money.
Number 4. taxi driver. Specific licensing requirements for taxi drivers vary from state to state, but include being over 21 years of age, having a clean driving record, several years of driving experience, and passing a background check. Generally, taxi drivers pay to lease their cabs from the cab company, keeping all the income they receive from their fares. Work hours are long and often include nights, weekends, and holidays, and the work can even be dangerous at times. Yeah, how about that, right? Yeah. But with no previous cab driving experience needed and the ability to set your own hours, being a taxi driver can make for a comfortable career choice. Salary range, annual salary range, $17,110 through $66,662. Wow. Cab drivers making over 60 grand out here.
Yo, taxi drivers out here making blank.
I love when they said work hours are long and often include nights, weekends, and holidays, and the work can even be dangerous at times. How they telling you in the midst of the description that you're going to get robbed? You know? They gonna get you.
They being honest.
They definitely being honest right there.
If you're going to consider it, they want you to consider all of it: the good, the bad, the ugly.
So let's have a little fun with this. So, being that we have Uber and Lyft, will taxi drivers eventually fade out, or are they so ingrained within American society that they wouldn't fade out?
Yeah, they're not going to fade out.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. I don't think they will either, because like maybe like here in the county, we may start to see this, well, we're actually in the city, but in Harford County, I'm saying in any county, right? You kind of see the Uber and the Lyft thing picking up. But then when you think about cities, say like New York City, you know what I mean, even deeper here in Baltimore City, them cab drivers is still going to be on point because they're much quicker to get. You know what I mean? Uber, you kind of got to damn near set an appointment, right?
Yeah, and I think what you said makes sense. I think Uber or Lyft will probably eventually fade out
before the taxis.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think the taxi driver's going anywhere.
Right.
I think their position is sealed in, even though we have these other options now to get places.
And still, at the end of the day, a lot of people still going to feel more safer and comfortable with the taxi drivers versus
the taxi drivers are hard.
So
the taxi drivers will take you in the hood. You're like, Uber ain't taking you. They're gonna be like, I'm not going in that neighborhood. Taxi driver be like, come on, buddy, come get in. Take you right on in there. You can probably tell him, I'm gonna go rob somebody real quick. Stay right here. Okay, buddy, stay right here.
And then
don't get locked up.
It's kind of like that. The taxi drivers, they've been around longer. They've been around since forever. So we're used to them.
A lot of them be from the streets. You know what I mean? So you're gonna be hard pressed to get them scared of something. They thinking, man, I'm a taxi driver for a reason. Right. I've been through some things in my life.
Getting them Uber and Lyfts.
Uber good for the mall, right?
Yeah,
but
take you all over the
gonna
place.
Need that taxi when you trying to go to your boy house at 11:40 at night. Uber like, oh, I'm not going over there. I am not going over there.
Taxis, they know all them shortcuts now. Like Uber, they be taking you around the Google map.
And then also, and I'm sitting here thinking, right, taxi drivers, you end up developing a personal relationship with them. Like, back in the day when I was riding taxis, we had certain drivers we would call.
Right.
Send Charlie. You know what I mean? Send Tony. You get what I mean? Because he knew what was up and knew how things worked, so forth and so on. Yeah, so you can actually get a more personal relationship with a taxi driver. And then through that personal relationship, you can actually feel better that your money's going to that particular person who is helping his family. You kind of know his situation a little bit.
Right.
He might live in the area. You know what I mean? So yeah, interesting.
And I know those taxi drivers probably making a lot of money because it's just like you just said, you get personal with them. So a lot of them probably have their business cards. They hand them to you like,
Miss Brown says in small communities, cabbies will fade. In large communities like cities, taxis will always be around. Absolutely, that's what I'm thinking. Like that yellow taxi ain't leaving the cities.
Yeah, yellow cab been around for a
grip, right? So speaking of Uber, number 5 is ride share driver. Ride hauling companies like Uber and Lyft let drivers use their own cars. That means more money in your pocket. Plus, because the ride share industry can caseless. I think that might be a typo. You don't have to worry about handling, cashless, I'm sorry. Plus, because the rideshare industry can be cashless, you don't have to worry about handling cash with your riders. When you sign up to drive for Lyft, you can earn up to $1,000 after completing your first 125 rides. That is in addition to the tips you make on the road. This promotion is for a limited time and terms apply. The national average salary for Uber drivers is $42,959 in the United States.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to read that again. The national average salary for Uber drivers is $42,959 in the U.S. So that's what I mean. If I had it, I swear to beans, I would be an Uber driver. I'd be Uber or Lyft, select my little hours, and have some fun with it. Brother Mike gonna come pick you up.
See, I can't.
BBD Uber.
See, I can't. I'll be one of the ones.
I just would love to meet different people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, have some conversations with them and, cut up. Like, if I was a celebrity, like you were saying.
You are a celebrity.
I would be, thank you very much. Ring the bell on that. Her check's in the mail. If I was a celebrity, I probably would be one of those, you know what I mean? Be like, I'm going to do Uber for a day, even though I'm Denzel. You know what I mean? People would appreciate that.
Right.
I think there's nothing better than when people of a certain social status show everybody they just as human as you. They just happen to have more money. More money, more fortune, more fame. But at the end of the day, they're human too. Their feelings get hurt, so forth and so on.
Hey, if I was ever calling a Lyft or Uber, I'd be like, hey, send Brother Mike.
Send Brother Mike. Brother Mike BBD coming to pick you up. You can get me an Uber car.
And then I'll try to catch up on the shows.
Yeah.
Show about Monday.
Shows.
Try to catch up on it if I missed it.
Get some guests, get some more people involved. Like, hey, you want to be on the show? I took him to his girl's house when they was arguing.
So yeah, but I don't think I can't do it. I can't do Uber or Lyft. I can't even do taxi.
Do it. Yeah, it's definitely not for everybody.
So.
I would love it. Okay, cool beans. All right, so we are up on another break. Stay with us. It's the BBD Radio Show. We are talking 17 jobs that require little to no experience, and we're even giving you salary range, which is really quite surprising. Stay with us. We'll be back.
You're like an internal bleeder. Can't see your pain, but it can silently kill ya. So deeply wounded, but don't say a thing. Too afraid of what the people may say or think. So you just sit there and you suffer in silence. Your pride won't let you just uncover your secret. Don't wanna look weak in your image, it ain't worth losing. So you just act as if it's nothing happening. God sees you, and God hears you. Yes, God loves you. You're like an internal bleeder. Can't see your pain, but it can silently kill ya. Suicidal, depressed, but you won't say a thing. Too afraid of what the people may say or think. You feel alone even though the people surround you. Popping pills every night even though you know they can't solve it. The emotional pain, it just seems way too heavy. Your mind is racing, wanna scream, somebody help me. God sees you, and God hears you. Yes, God loves you. These type of people sit right under our noses. We don't find out till we're on IG scrolling. We post a few memes, but then it keeps on happening. Something's gotta change, we gotta start talking and telling the truth without the fear of judgment. Gotta come together and really start living. And hear these people 'cause they're slowly.
All right, welcome back everybody to the BBD Radio Show. So we are talking 17 jobs that require little or no experience. And we were on number 5, which was rideshare driver. So for those who are not familiar with a rideshare driver, it's basically Uber or Lyft, which I think is a great way to make extra money. You know what I mean? I can't wait until one of the audience members buys me a little car that I can use for Uber and Lyft. I'm going to go around and pick people up. Brother Mike's going to pick you up. Let's get it popping. All right, number 6. So number 6 is garbage collector. You will need to wake up before the crack of dawn to start your workday, but you get most holidays off, receive good, often union, benefits, and you get to exercise on the job when you work as a garbage collector. Requirements include being physically fit, capable of lifting heavy items, and the ability to drive a garbage truck. You can begin looking for a job in the field on the Waste Management career site. All right, so garbage collector.
How much are they earning?
Garbage collectors' annual salary range is missing. It's not on here. That might be one of the ones they didn't list.
Okay.
We might have to look that up real quick. So we don't have the annual salary range, but I do know it's decent.
Okay.
I do know that because I know people that work on garbage trucks. Mm-hmm. It's an honest living. You get what I mean? Like, you can be the average, collector, riding the back of the truck, all the way up to getting your CDL license. I think that truck requires a Class B. Okay. I think, you know what I mean? So you can actually get in the front of the truck and be the driver. But at the end of the day, these are jobs that are required within our society. Yes. You get what I'm saying? Like, I always like to use, remember back in the day, we had like all these movies about the end of the world, and then they was collecting people who was going to be an asset to society, right? Yes. To go inside the caves with them to preserve humanity. A garbage collector would be one of those people that would make it in. Right. It's a mandatory position. The person who's got, something different, maybe you got a PhD in computer science or whatever, they're liable to say, well, we got 400 of them people. You can't make it into the cave. But that garbage collector, we need you. You come on. You get what I mean? So it's actually a very important position. Yes, I think it's something that we never consider, what happens with our trash, with our disposable items. So, here's a group of people that deal with that for us. Yes. So, big up to the garbage collectors as well as the drivers, all the way to the guy hanging on the back. It is a very honorable position, and I know quite a few people who have made a great living doing it. So they get my vote. They get my vote.
It gets my vote.
Miss Brown said, Brother Mike, you and Miss Janice are celebrities. Woo woo! Thank you, Miss Brown. I just seen that. Thank you very much. But yeah, so I think garbage collector is a good job, and it's one of them jobs. What I've seen with my experience is that people who've gotten into a little trouble, throughout their life, this is a position that sometimes they're able to get. Right. You know what I mean? To get things started again, and whether they choose to stay and go from the back of the truck to the front, or use it as stepping stones to pay their bills. Meanwhile, they work on something else. It's worked out.
Is that what happens? You go from the back of the truck to the front?
Yeah, if you get your license to drive.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking like what, to the front office?
Yeah, no, I literally mean from the back of the truck to the front of the truck. I mean, that's got to be the ultimate goal.
Right, I get it.
That would be my ultimate goal.
Yeah, I get it.
Miss Brown says, always need a garbage collector. Great city job. Just got to be able to deal with the girth and smell. Right, exactly. As long as you can handle that. The fact that it's garbage, so everybody's garbage is kind of nasty. But, other than that, that's pretty much the only downside. And like she said, it's actually a city job. You know what I mean? So, we're talking, our status has always been like if you got a city job or a state job.
I never thought about it that way. You're right.
Oh, yeah, it's a city job. So you get city benefits.
City benefits.
And the whole nine. Yeah. Garbage collector go to the doctor whenever he feel like it. He got good insurance.
I never looked at it that way.
It's a city job. Ms. Johnson says, plus if they are good to their customers, they receive gift cards and gifts from their customers during the holidays. Nice. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll give you a bell on that because that's true. Nice. You ever see the video with the, it's a video of a little white kid. But he loves the garbage collectors that come through the neighborhood. And it's a couple of black guys. And like he looks at them like they're celebrities. Okay. You know what I mean? And it's a little video that was on Facebook where he was standing outside. He had a gift. he wanted to give to him. So when the truck started coming down the street, he's like 3-4 years old. You see him getting excited and he's moving his feet, and his mom's like, look how excited he is. You know what I mean? And the brother gets off the back of the truck, comes over, shakes his hand, he gives him a gift, he gives him a hug, and then he's telling him how he's always wanted to be a garbage, you know, he wants to be that when he grows up. Yeah, it was nice because that's probably a job you don't expect that to happen with, but it does happen. So you do have young ones that even look up to, you know, the garbage collector. I mean, it makes sense if you think about kids, boys looking at trucks. You know, there's this big Tonka truck, real life Tonka truck, right, with these gears on the back and stuff going up and down. So yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So yeah, garbage collector. We don't have the annual salary, but we could probably look it up. But it pays pretty good money. We'll move on to number 7. Number 7, security guard. Working as a security guard can mean a lot more than just patrolling the local mall for unruly teenagers. You might work as a protective sentry for an embassy, a secure cash transporter for Brinks, or even a member of the Homeland Security team at the airport. A high school diploma is sufficient for most of these jobs, but requirements vary and could include passing a drug test, having a clean criminal record, and perhaps even obtaining a firearm license. Annual salary range, $18,161 to $38,999.
Okay.
Security guard.
Okay.
Yeah, like, that's a good job.
Yes.
It's a good job to get into because it can lead you to other things.
Yes.
Like they said, you might end up on Homeland Security. Because I think some jobs spark people to want to study. You know,
I think so.
You get what I mean? Like, this might have been a person who felt like school wasn't for them, right? So they're like, I got a job as a security guard. But in the process of having that job as a security guard, they liked it so much, they decided they wanted to start learning more about it.
Right.
So then they do start taking little classes here and there, little training, and then that's going to bump you, you know, further up. And I think that's one of those type of jobs that can do that because you do have the option of going from just your typical security guard clear up to Homeland Security because you have that experience in security. So I think it's important that they mention that. That's really good.
These are some good jobs. Some good jobs we're talking about with no experience.
No experience.
Necessary, and it could still put you on a, you know, decent pay level.
Decent track. You can get on a decent track, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and move up.
Yes.
You know, you can move up. Yeah. So how cool would that be? It kind of reminds me of like the old school days. You know, like remember back when we were younger and you get a job and it was like, you know, older person that worked there and they're like, oh no, she didn't go to school or nothing, but she's been here 17 years.
Right.
And she's like one of the top paid people there. You're just like, wow, like she straight worked her way up to that. So I think security guard could be that as well. Yeah. And then often a lot of security guards, you know, look into becoming actual police officers. Right. You know, so that background I'm sure is going to help you get into the academy. You know, to take your next step.
Yeah, all the jobs we went over so far, they all show room for growth. So
yeah, they got room for growth. Room for growth.
That's the good thing. So
number 8, bartender.
Oh, bartenders make bank.
Bartender.
We all know bartenders make bank.
You don't need a formal education to work as a bartender, but you should go to bartending school. Working behind a bar can be difficult as each shift requires dealing with the public from all different walks of life. Some locales have laws in place where a bar or bartender can be held responsible for patron drinks too much. So there is added pressure of monitoring how much alcohol your customers consume. The ABC Bartending School lists bartending school locations around the country. Annual salary range $13,000 to $85 up through $47,298. Now I'm sure with that salary range, that's not including tips. That's probably just including straight what they're getting paid. Because for it to say that 47 is the cap, it's bartenders that make more than 47.
I've watched them. Like, no.
So yeah, bartending is good. My son actually has a job where he does bar backing. So in the process of doing bar backing, he learns a little bit of bartending skills. And I told him, hey, absorb all that. You know, you're a young man. You know, you might end up being a bartender, a little cash. You know, it'd be great.
Them bartenders make good money. They really make good money.
Yeah,
they have a lot of responsibility too, and they have a lot of responsibility. That's a job that comes with a lot of responsibility.
Comes with a lot of responsibility. From an outsider looking in, it seems like it would be a great opportunity to get a lot of tips. I mean, because if your crowd likes you, they get familiar with you as a bartender. You're talking about tips, right? and you treating these people good, and at the same time they getting drunk.
Right.
That's a good combination for tips.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? That's a good combination for tips.
Most of the time, it works out that way too, because most of the time with bartending, like you said, a lot of the customers, they are your regulars.
Right.
So a lot of them are the ones who tip you, and then you make your money from your regulars. The other ones just passing through or whatever. Sure, they give you tips, but you're gonna make the bulk of your money through your regulars. And like I said, it's a lot of responsibility, because you're pretty much saving lives, because it's your job not to overserve and make sure these people get home safe. So there's a lot of responsibility that comes with the bartender. You're not just giving them a drink and it's like bye-bye. No, you really have to look out for their best interests.
Right.
Because like you said, they will sit there and drink and drink and drink and drink.
And then you'll get held responsible. Like, why didn't you cut them off, when your mindset may be, but these folks are grown. Like, why would I need to tell a grown person to stop drinking? But I guess you would have to.
Bartenders are back there calling lifts, Ubers, taxis, family members.
Oh boy.
Bartenders, they have some they got a lot of responsibility.
So that's a good one to get into, though, right?
Yeah, that's a really good one.
All right, let's move on to number 9. Number 9 is school bus driver. You must have the patience of a saint if you want to drive children to and from school every morning. Additionally, you need a clean driving record and criminal records. Bus drivers usually work twice a day, in the morning and in the afternoon, and get all the same holidays and days off of the students that the students enjoy. No previous experience is required to become a school bus driver, and the job can come with benefits as well as a decent salary.
Nice.
Annual salary range is $16,404 through $39,893.
Nice.
Definitely have to have the patience of a saint. Now this is probably what I couldn't do. I can't be dealing with these rowdy kids.
I can do that one.
You can handle that one. Yeah, I don't think it's ironic that a lot of women are bus drivers. Women have a natural mother instinct to deal with these kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I see men that are bus drivers, they're usually a little mature.
Right.
They're more mature men.
Right.
They can kind of deal with, just looking in the mirror, sit down, boy, I see you. Like, you young, you be done went off. You know what I'm saying? Because you be so mad that these parents ain't training their kids and then turn them over to you every morning. You got to deal with these rowdy kids that they done gave a juice box to, pumping the sugar levels in them.
And the salary isn't, actually that bad, because like you said, they work like a couple hours in the morning, a couple hours in the afternoon.
Right.
Get to go home the rest of that day after that.
You see a lot of them chilling throughout the day, parked in, certain areas.
They're not even working 8 hours, right?
No, they're not, because they're dropping off and then going back. And then I also know that, because I have a family member that drives bus.
Okay.
And they get opportunities to make extra money for trips.
Okay.
You can take on side jobs. Like, my brother drives for the Boys and Girls Club on the side.
Okay.
You know what I mean? During the summer for all their programs and stuff like that. So there's opportunities there as a bus driver to make money. And most, I believe, bus drivers do have to have a Class B commercial license.
Okay.
Commercial driver's license, which is a CDL. But I do know a lot of the companies, you can get that through them.
Okay.
So they work a deal with you. You know what I mean? Where they they'll train you, right, and help you get your CDL license, and then part of the contract is you got to drive for them for 1 year.
Right.
You know what I mean? Before you move on somewhere else. So they can actually help you do it, and so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
That gives great opportunity. Any bus drivers in the audience today? If so, let us know your experiences with driving a bus. Again, I could probably handle it, but
those buses I know those buses be rowdy.
The biggest thing with me wouldn't even just be the kids. It would just be the back end of that bus. Driving a bus for me would be something I would do in circumstances. I don't want the tail end of that bus. It's something I'm dealing with every day, turning them corners. I know I'm going to take out some fire hydrants. I'm going to take out fire hydrants, bus stops. Anybody on that corner is going to be at risk. I mean, think about it. That's a lot of tail end behind you.
Right.
When you driving a bus, that's a lot of tail end behind you.
Right.
You got to have your skills right for that.
They say,
I give props to the women, because when I see them women driving them buses, man, they hit them corners like they in a little Prius. Just be whipping.
I I ain't never seen one get stuck on the corner. So.
That's what I'm saying. They be getting it done.
I have to agree.
Wait till they put me behind the wheel. You gonna see one stuck on the corner. You gonna see water shooting up there from the fire hydrant I ran over.
And that's driving under pressure.
Yeah,
you driving those kids around, you have all kinds of noise in your ear. So
kids on there acting crazy. All right, so annual salary range again for school bus drivers, $16,404 through $39,883.
That's not bad, though.
I'm really digging how they got the numbers like very specific. These numbers got to be real. So they don't just say $16,000. $16,404. $39,883.
Right.
These is precise numbers.
See, that's what I like about it. I mean, that shows like there's opportunity for the growth.
Opportunity for growth.
Or I guess like with the experience, more experience you have, more money you get.
Some people drive part-time.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're just part-time bus drivers. They got a couple little, stops that they do.
Yes.
Because if you think about it, them bus drivers range from driving in the city to the county to picking up them kids on them back roads. You know what I mean? And during inclement weather, those back roads are a mess. Like when school gets canceled, that's the main reason it's getting canceled, because of the high risk of the bus drivers who got to go on those back roads, you know what I mean, getting in an accident and having injuries. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons they do it. So yeah, I like it though. Again, very, very honorable position. Somebody's got to get your children to school safely.
I like all of them thus far.
So far, so good? Yeah,
I mean, when we started, you said no experience, low-end jobs, but I mean, they're decent salaries for low-end jobs.
Right. Well, they didn't actually call them low-end jobs.
Oh, did I make that up in my mind?
Yeah, you kind of did. Low salary, low-end jobs.
Yeah, because I was like low-end, because it was like one in there for what, 132, and I was saying to myself in my mind, like,
that's not low-end.
Like low-end, like
no, it's just jobs that requar little or no experience.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
Miss Janice said y'all got low-end jobs.
No, I did. That's why I was sitting over here confused when, that's what I thought you said, and I'm sitting over here confused when you like 66 grand, and I'm like, I was getting a little nervous, like low end, like.
All right, number 10. So number 10 is real estate broker.
Yes.
The most successful brokers have established a large referral network and have returned business. In other words, it takes at least a few years to make big bucks in this field. But the good news is that there is great potential to make money, and you only need an agent license to get your foot in the door at a real estate firm. To become eligible for a license, you must take a 60-hour course. Once that's finished, employment in the agent can then take another test to become a full-fledged broker. So again, already options for moving up, but like real estate, and of course they didn't give the salary on real estate.
I think it's so open that they can't.
It's so wide.
Yes.
Because I mean, if they gave the range on that, it would probably be like from 20,000 to 20 million. You get what I mean?
Oh.
I used to watch this show. Forgot the name of the show, but it was all about these high-end realtors. Oh, the money they was making was unbelievable. You get what I mean? Like, though they were showing bigger homes, right? But as far as the essence of the job of showing the home, here's the bedrooms, this, that, it was no different than someone showing a home that cost $150,000.
Right.
But their commissions were just like crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're selling a $30 million mansion. You know what I mean? This dude's commission is, 2.1.
Right.
It's like, wow. So you can really make a lot of money with real estate.
Yeah, so that's making me think now, since they didn't give salary range for that.
Yeah.
So you think they didn't give one for that garbage collector too on purpose then?
Yeah, because the garbage collectors make good money too.
See, they don't want everybody running out to be a garbage collector now. Right. So they ain't tell that salary.
So I know people in real estate. Shout out to Scott Miller representing BV for life. He's a realtor doing this thing out here.
You know you making money when they're not listing your salary.
Right. They didn't list no salary.
They don't even have a number for you yet. They don't even have numbers to put on it.
I thought about doing real estate before in my earlier years. I felt I would be good at it. I always did sales. You know what I mean? Like, I felt I could sell a house, but it does require, like they were saying, You got to get in with an agency.
Okay.
You know, and then you kind of got to build your network.
Okay.
You know, it's not a thing where you go and you start and then, you know, you roll and they're like, hey, we got 5 houses we want you to sell.
Right.
You have to build your referrals up and things of that nature. And, but I think it's worth it, though.
It is.
You know what I mean? It's worth it. I know people who have gotten into it but didn't have success with it. But I think it's one of those things where it's going to be based on how much effort you put into it.
Right.
You know, you go hard at studying and developing relationships, building networks. I think that's going to lead to you selling larger homes.
And you have to be a great people's person.
Got to be a great people's person. Got to know how to sell people. Got to know how to sell salt to a snail.
Would that be you?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I can sell a fish water. Alright, so let's move on. Number 11 is entry-level oil field worker. Careers in the oil industry are really available, and they have, readily available, and they have minimal job requirement for entry-level positions. A high school diploma is usually all that is required, no experience necessary, and oil companies provide any training you will need on the job. Workers receive the opportunity to travel the world and work outdoors with decent pay and benefits included. Annual salary range $19,000 to $45,000.
Okay.
I thought they made a little more than that, but I guess that's why they get a lot of young guys. They tend to have a lot of young guys.
Right, and I guess in some cases it's probably a little more.
Probably a little bit more.
Yes.
Because I mean, you're striking oil.
Right.
You know, like wasn't that the whole thing of getting rich back in the day?
Yeah, they probably just give you, when they give these salaries, they probably just give like the average. They don't give that percentage that makes a little more.
A little bit more. Yeah, not really sure, being that I'm from Maryland, where these opportunities even lie at. Like, do you even know where there's like an oil rig at?
Not me.
And I don't either. Because I know they can range from being on land to actually being out in the water. They got them out in the water too.
Right.
You know, and when I know with the ones out in the water, like they go out there and like live out there. Like they like live on that thing, on that oil rig for a period of time. Because when I say out in the water, I mean they out in the water.
Right.
I ain't talking about some lake. They're like out in the Mediterranean. You know what I'm saying? They in the Pacific Ocean somewhere. You know, like it's no land nowhere around for like miles and miles. But that's why it's like so disastrous when they have those fires out there.
Right.
You know, because you got to fly people in, you know, to help with that. That would be terrible. That, or you just got to jump in the water. Get in the water. All right, so that was, what was that, oil rig?
That was the oil.
Oil worker?
Yes.
Entry-level oil field worker. Yeah, I think that might be a more Midwestern states type job and thing. I mean, if you work in an oil field rig in Maryland, I'm really shocked. Like, where's that at?
I'm glad you're going over these
Texas
jobs today.
Maybe Texas.
Yeah, maybe Texas.
Texas. A lot of oil in Texas, right? So maybe it's like that type of state. Texas. All right. Number 12. Cable TV installer.
That's a popular one.
Cable TV and internet installers make decent salaries. Previous experience is not required for employment, and on-the-job training is provided. A good rapport with the public certainly helps make this job easier. Contact your local cable company regarding opening positions. Annual salary range is $21,594 up through $51,855. So we talking about $50,000 a year for putting in cable.
Yes, and that's the installer.
That's the installer. I think they should get paid good money. You get what I mean?
Yes.
Because they're providing a service. They're the ones that got to come fix everything. They got to come inside your house. When you go inside everybody's house, it's not always pleasant. I've done jobs, you got to go in people's house. You just don't know what's in people's houses.
Right.
You know, cats and dogs and parrots and gerbils and, you know, hamsters. You know, like people have interesting things in their house. Snakes.
Right.
Right? You know, little dogs that they tell you don't bite, and this little dude over here tearing your boot up. He don't bite. He just gets used to you. You know, like it's you know, it's something to deal with.
That is a popular one, though. A lot of
cable
people like
TV
that.
installer. $21,594 to $51,855. Miss D. Brown says, very good job, can be dangerous. I'm assuming you're speaking about the oil field worker, because that is a dangerous job. Yeah, I think that's what she's referring to.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a dangerous job. Cable TV installer, not so dangerous. Again, unless you're going into the hood. Going into the hood. You know, so that's the only way I could see that would be a dangerous. But yeah, so I think that's a good one too. That's a good one to get into.
That's a very good one.
Because with that, you're going to learn a particular skill set that is needed, which is how to deal with fiber optics. You know what I mean? To learn a little something about fiber optics.
Right.
So that's always nice. You can use that. Sidebar, I remember back in the day, and I'm sure some people in the audience that can relate to this, when Comcast used to cut your cable off, and we used to go out there to that green box and cut it right back on. Do you remember doing that?
I didn't know you could cut it back on.
Oh yeah, back in the day, you know, that little slender green box, you know, it's not the big green box, it's the little slim one. Almost looks like a pole sticking out the ground. That's what they would come. And they would unhook it, and then they put like this little clamp thing on it. And we wait till he leave, go right out there with the bolt cutters, boom, cut that clamp off and screw it right back in.
I'm sorry, but that was funny. You talking about, you remember doing that? I'm like, no.
Yeah, look, we got so good at it. People would steal the neighbor's cable. You know, you go get a splitter. You know what I mean? And you run a splitter off their cable.
Right.
All right. But look, I'm wilding out. I'm sorry. I'm telling secrets. Stay with us. We're up on another break. We'll be back. It's the BBD Radio Show. Yeah, back in the day. They cut their teeth.
The one thing you always gotta remember is people gonna try to project their insecurities onto you. But you can't listen to what them niggas saying. You gotta get out here and do your shit regardless. You gonna do what you love for the rest of your life anyway. So why not turn that shit into something? Be a man of everything you say. This shit bigger than me, man. Like yeah, I'm good and all that, but you know what I mean? I ain't shit without y'all. What you up to, just go hard. Don't matter. Can you imagine how I really having nothing is? Stomach growling, you ain't got no food in the fridge. Surviving on a jail diet of water and bread. No father figure, that's cause my father dead. Mom's bringing different niggas in and out the crib. No money, so you seen it's less than all your friends. But it a joke because your mother was a crackhead. Older sister hoeing off, giving all her homies head. I could wait for your response, but they love to hear me talk, so I just wait for the applause. I always knew that I was great, I got them haters so appalled. I'ma make it out the darkness, and my word is my bond. Delivering these bars while I'm gripping on my balls. Jealous niggas hate to see you succeed, so fuck them all. I'm the master of my destiny, nigga, you not in charge. You either on your grind or in the way, so get lost. Be a man of everything you say you stand for. Lead your people by example, being hands-on. If you're back against the wall, then get your mash on. Fix your vision on the future like it's fast forward. The world is yours in due time, ain't gotta ask for it. I'm from the school of hard knocks, I took a crash course. Shit be stressful, my nigga, that's why I'm getting high. But that's life, and it's the code that I live by. And you know how it is, where we at, nigga. They say money can't buy happiness, but I be happy as a bitch when I can have dinner. Learn from your losses or you end up like the last nigga. I fall off, I bounce back, I really come from the dirt. But if you wanna make it happen, gotta put in the work. The world will kick you when you down, and I know this shit hurt. And it's crazy cause your family, your shit on you first. My sister stabbed me in my chest, I had a hole in my shirt. I never said a prayer for her on my way to the hearse. I died twice that night, man, I'm just happy to be here. And shit like that is the reason I never be scared. Was drifting through the smoke in the field, I couldn't see clear. It's deeper than the rap, I'm where the bottom of the sea is. Just trying to make it happen till I happen to ball. It's all mind over matter, the fuck the matter with y'all, huh? Be a man of everything you say you stand for. Lead your people by example, being hands-on. If you're back against the wall, then get your mash on. Fix your vision on the future like it's fast forward. The world is yours in due time, ain't gotta ask for it. I'm from the school of hard knocks, I took a crash course. Shit be stressful, my nigga, that's why I'm getting high. But that's life, and it's the code that I live by.
You are listening to TheExposedRadio.com.
All right. Welcome back to the BBD Radio Show. We are back live. So we are talking 17 jobs that require little or no experience. And so far, they've been some pretty cool positions. So I want to read a comment here. Monty is our executive producer and station owner. What's up, boss man? How you feeling? So Monty says, and they have to incentivize their workers to keep them from stealing their customers as well. Now I'm assuming you're talking about the cable installers.
Okay.
So that would make sense. I believe you, Monty. That would make sense. That would make sense. Shout out to Monty Be Exposed Radio. That's the reason why we here. That's what's up. All right, so let's move on. Number 13 is 18-wheel truck driver. All right. The majority of your time will be spent away from home, but being a truck driver certainly has its requirements. These jobs offer good pay and benefits, and little or no previous experience is required for employment. You have to be trained and licensed to drive big trucks, but most trucking companies pay for your training, assist you with getting your commercial driver's license. Medical exams and background checks may also be required depending on what you might be hauling. Annual salary range $27,528 through $67,393. And again, I think that's very basic. I know truck drivers that make more than that.
Oh yes.
So this is not including overtime and extra hauls, so forth and so on.
That's probably just like you said, the average.
Right.
Like the average, and then the ones that own their own trucks probably make even more.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you said that. So this is what we call a CDL license, commercial driver's license, and you can either go through, like we talked earlier, the company you're going to work for, they can train you, but then they usually have requirements. You have to stay there and work there for a year, so forth and so on. Or you can actually go to truck driving school. You know, like I know Allstate was a big one, Allstate Career, and get your CDL license, and then you can get endorsements. So if you notice, it said it depends on what you are hauling. So some people have like all these endorsements where they can haul different things. They can haul dangerous liquids, gas, oil, all the way to less flammable milk, cool water, things of that nature. You can get your endorsements, your hazmats, all that good stuff, and really make some good money. And then it also offers you the opportunity to be an owner-operator, like you were saying, where you eventually buy your own truck. So you're not even driving the company's truck, so now they're kind of leasing you. You know what I mean? So that's got to be pretty awesome. I know some people who do that, and they live a very good life.
They do.
Live a very good life. So
they really do.
Yeah, being a truck driver is definitely an awesome way to go.
It is.
And it's one of those things that is not going to go away, because even with all of the technology that we have today, the major forms of transporting products from one area to another is still trucks and trains. You know what I mean? Now you got planes too, but the major is still going across the railroads of the United States, as well as the open roads for CDL truck drivers.
I think even the ones we went over today, those are all jobs that pretty much isn't going anywhere.
I think these jobs are here to stay. Have you ever been in a 18-wheeler before?
No.
I have. I couldn't do it.
If you couldn't do the school bus, you ain't doing that.
No, I'm not doing no 18-wheeler. I can't even get past how high you are up in the seat. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm a passenger and I'm riding, looking out the window like, oh my God. Like it feels like you sitting on the top of a mountain and driving something.
Goodness, that's so funny.
My brother is a professional driver. Shout out to DJ Big Man. I can't do it. And I can't imagine being sitting up that high and then driving across a bridge, like the Key Bridge. It's going to be an emergency that day. Okay, they're going to need the fire trucks in there. I'm going to be stopped in the middle of the bridge, just frozen. Like I'm scared to move.
That is so funny.
My hat is off to them. I can't do it. I mean, I rode in them, and I'm just like, man, we are sitting so high in the air. Like I had to climb up in the truck. I couldn't do it. So my hat is off, man. It's some great concentrated brothers out here that's driving these trucks.
I can't.
And let me tell you, I know some brothers who drive them trucks, man, like they cars. Just straight, whipping it. You know what I mean? Just they so experienced with it.
I can't do it.
Great form of income.
But that is funny.
Great way to travel. If you like to travel.
Yeah.
You know, this is a job that's going to keep you on the move.
That's very true.
Get you in and out the states. By the time you spend time with your family and do vacation, like you know the East Coast up and down.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know where to go, the back roads and all that good stuff. So it's a lot of good stuff that can come out of it.
Yeah, that's fine. If you like to travel, that's definitely something to look into.
CDL is it. And then it also It also offers you the option of not traveling. You know, you got people who take local jobs. They say, I didn't want to travel. I didn't want to be, I think they call it over the road. You know what I mean? They didn't want to go over the road.
Okay.
So I got with this local company, and, you know, our route is the DMV.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they stay within, you know, D.C., Maryland, Virginia area, so forth, so on. Miss D. Brown says, Brother Mike, you would be great on the CB handling with the 18-wheeler, maybe from home. Right, exactly. I'll be on the CB at home. Breaker 19. Clear the line. Do you read me? As far as I can go, Miss Brown, I'm a panic. I have anxiety just thinking about it. Like, man.
The weather.
And the steering wheel's like this big. It ain't even a regular size steering wheel. That steering wheel is like that big.
Oh my God.
Hey, my hat is off to CDL drivers. Y'all some special people.
That is
because I rode as a passenger, was scared to death.
I can't.
Let me out of here. And then all that hanging behind you. See, that's what I mean. I can't handle all that butt back there. You know, like that's too much. You know, when you got to turn a corner and you got to try to, in your mind, calculate, you know, 53 feet, 53 footer, and then the extension part. So you're probably looking at 55 feet. You got to calculate in your driving skills a turn that's going to clear 55 feet from behind you. Too much math for me.
I'm sorry. That is hilarious.
Great job, though. Great job.
Sorry.
I used to load them, you know, and I worked in factories and warehouses, you know, drive the forklift up there and load them.
Right.
So I know about them. I know about the 48-footers, how to stag, you know, the pallets and the 53-footers. I know how to, you know, stack it up if the truck ain't going to be full so it stays balanced.
Right.
But other than that,
all
I can do is tap the truck. You good. Don't pull off. Because I am not driving that. It's too much.
Oh, gosh.
So I applaud the people that can handle that. And so many people do it without accidents.
They do.
Same with a school bus driver. You know what I mean? I know people that have been driving school buses for 20 years and never had an accident.
Right.
I'm like, you ain't never took out a fire hydrant or the corner of the bus stop or something.
You're concerned about those fire hydrants.
I'm telling you, they on the corner. You know what I mean? They is on the corner. I would be taking them out. Funny. It would be a mess. I know I wasn't built for that. That would be emergencies.
That is too funny.
I will have us caught up. So yeah, 18-wheel driver. Yeah, we know this is a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I've literally watched people get their CDL license and change their whole life. You know, like I'm talking about somebody who's already grown, been through things in their life, bouncing job to job, can't seem to land somewhere that they're happy with, both the work as well as the employment. And then they say, you know what, man, I'm going to go get my CDL license and go back to truck school.
Right.
And then you see them like 2-3 years later. And they're like, man, I bought a house. You know what I mean? I got a nice car. You know what I mean? Me and my family doing well, man. I'm traveling.
Right.
And it was all because they went to school and got that license.
Nice.
So I've seen it change people's lives. So I know how great this one is. This is a really good one. And to icing on the cake is that this is always in demand. Always in demand. So this job, you'll never have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's always in demand. But we up on break again. Stay with us. It's the BBD Radio Show. We still got about 4 or 5 left to bring to you. We'll be back after these messages.
Yes, Mom. I wanted to talk to you about something. And oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So anyway.
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait. Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are tuned in to BeExposedRadio.com.
So we were talking about critical thinking. So we definitely believe that critical thinking is one of the first things we need to start implementing, not just simply being told things. Or how about this? You know, we tend to listen to people who get assigned certain positions.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So when they have certain positions, we tend to think that it's truth attached to that because of their position, right?
Right.
Is that always the case, though?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It's probably one of the biggest reasons we should be doing some critical thinking.
Yes, I agree. I definitely.
Long live Pop. Y'all can go ahead and cry now. I'm gonna show these niggas what to do with one of your beats, man. I am Gas, by the way. Strong woman story should have been on CNN. Nobody knows what it's like being Gwen. Windows closed in the house, it ain't no CNN. Can't gain weight for years, she been being thin. Single mother, no help from the system. When they was giving out food stamps, she missed them. Birth certificate, baby daddy, she couldn't list them. But her son was so beautiful when she kissed him. Blame it on love, but nigga she could've died with. Destroyed the whole world and found out she was a side chick. The nigga loved his wife and it got hard to hide it. So when Gwen confronted him, he ain't even denied it.
You use Tearless baby shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are finishing up our 17 jobs that require little or no experience, and we just finished number 13, which was 18-wheel truck driver. So it's on to number 14. Oh, and the salary range again was $27,528 through $67,393. Number 14, human resource assistant. These assistants keep track of all information pertaining to a company's employees and help the human resource manager in other activities, including company and employee relations. Oftentimes, their high school diploma is the only requirement for this position, although customer service experience and secretarial skills bode well for the opportunities for advertisement to arise, and assistants can go on to become the managers after gaining some on-the-job experience or additional training and education. Human resource assistant. Annual salary range $23,602 through $45,591. So you're looking at between 24 and 46.
Yes.
This seems like it would be very cool.
Yeah.
You know, because when I see something that says human resource assistant, I think about air conditioning. You know, that's a job where you can be in air conditioning and you have no experience.
Right.
Most jobs where you don't have no experience, AC don't come with that.
Right.
You know, you in the back. Forklift, you know what I mean? You know, shipping and receiving, things of that nature. You in the AC with this. But let me pause for the cause and read this comment. So Miss D. Brown says, today's show has been amazing, encouraging, and always informative. I love BBD. Brother Mike and Miss Janice, you make my Mondays amazing. Thank you, Miss Brown. And it's because of audience members like you that helps encourage us to keep us going.
Yes.
So we thank you for those compliments, and we will continue to try to bring you informative shows, you know, and keep this interesting for everybody, because we love doing this every Monday.
Yes, thank you, Miss D. Brown.
We do not get paid to do this. I know a lot of people think we do. But we do not. We just have such a love for the community and wanting to share information that this is how we go about giving back. So thank you. Thank you very much. You get a bell for that.
Yes, you do. And I guess we get paid in our own way.
We get paid with those type of rewards.
Yeah. So,
you know, it's not monetary, you know.
Yeah.
But it is a payment that makes us feel rich with those type of comments.
Yes, it did.
All right, so back to the show. So again, that was human resource assistant, $23,602 through $45,591.
Right.
Is this something men can get? Or is this something that's going to kind of be more tailored towards the ladies?
Wow. You know, good question. Now that you said it, as I'm looking over HR assistants that I do see,
yeah.
You know, maybe 90% are probably females, women.
Well, thank God that's not in reverse, because women would have a problem with that. But I digress.
Wait, let me think. Yeah, but
thank God that's not in reverse.
Well, maybe it's the men's choice. Maybe they just don't care to do it. Just like it's the women's choice. They're all women truck drivers, but for the most part.
Well, I think what you said is correct, because that is one of the differences with men and women.
Yeah.
Women desire to do what men do. Men don't desire to do what women do. You know, men don't line up and say, why can't I be a secretary? I want to be a secretary. Why can't I be the front desk reception? We don't do that. That's what women do with men positions. But, you know, that's a whole nother show. So I ain't going to dive down the rabbit hole. So, you know, men, we can look at something and say, you know, that's a woman's position, right? And other men will be like, yeah, true, I'm not even going to apply for that. But, you know, women be like, why should it just be men? I can do that too, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, hey.
Yeah, I thought I heard you say that's for another show.
Yeah, let me move on. All right, number 15. You might better help us with this one.
Oh, God.
Table games dealer. If you want to live in Las Vegas or anywhere gambling is legal, become a table game dealer. While most casinos require some past experience in dealing cards for table games, some will train you for the job. If no paid training is available, there are casino dealing schools that can help. Requirements to be a table games dealer include a high school diploma, good customer service skills, solid mathematic abilities, and careful attention to detail. Some jobs do require union membership and dues, but with that requirement often comes better pay and benefits. Annual salary range, $15,000 through $40,000.
And that's probably another salary that's a little open too. Or, you know what? Or it's probably just the actual salary. It's probably not the tips in there either.
Yeah, I don't think any of these included the tips.
Yeah, because that's also a tip position as well. So that's not bad then.
That's not bad. I mean, you know, when you look at skill set that table dealers have, I would have thought that it required more training.
Right.
You know, because they are very mathematically savvy. You know what I mean? Especially when you have to be dealing with people who are also mathematically savvy, who are trying to cheat you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you got to be able to catch them, you know what I mean, as well, when they try to get you caught up on the numbers. That's how it seems. You know, I've been at blackjack tables and craps tables, you know.
And they do have people, they do have watchers watching the watchers. Watching the dealers.
Got everybody
because even though the dealers, you know, they still have the pit bosses and supervisors and everybody that be in that little area, making sure they get back the correct amount. But there's still times when they make mistakes, but that's when, of course, surveillance comes in and they will catch it. So everybody's trained to catch these mistakes. So, but
yeah, there is the surveillance thing.
They do make pretty good, decent money, because you're talking about a $40,000 salary with probably another $25,000 in tips.
And then the sheer excitement of being in a casino every day. You know what I mean? Casino's an adult playground.
So,
So you kind of deal with an exciting crowd every day. I'm sure some little belligerence in there with some people, but I mean, you can get that working at Walmart, so that's not too bad of a trade-off. You know what I mean? A little belligerence. But yeah, I didn't know that it didn't require, you know, a whole lot of skills, because the way they're so savvy with the table games, you know, I'm thinking these dudes was in training for 4 years.
Well, they still had training. They still have to have training. Still have to go get that dealer training. So I guess during that training, they teach you how to be, I guess, mathematical savvy.
increase your mathematics skills. And again, that's something else you could be doing on your own.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if that's your occupation, just like I was saying with the security guard, you can pursue additional education on your own. You could be home working on your mathematical skills, you know what I mean, to be able to be quicker.
Right.
Quicker on the draw with, you know, this and that and the third. Because they are pretty quick.
Right.
They are pretty quick. I'll be impressed with like what the dealers be knowing, you know, especially when people mess up. And I also be very impressed with dealers when you mess up and then they correct you and give you your correct money.
Right.
You know what I mean? You thought they only owed you this and they say, no, we actually owe you more because you had this on that. You know, but it's looking like, oh, thank you.
Well, you know, the dealers, they want you to get that money. They want you to get your money because they want you to give them a tip.
Sure.
Like whoever you working for, they just paying them a salary, but
the dealer wants you to win.
For their money to come from you.
Yeah, because they do get tips when people win.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, somebody just got in trouble for that. Gucci Mane. He was at some casino and won like over $250,000, and they said he didn't tip the cashier. Now, what I found was interesting is they didn't say he didn't tip the dealer. They said he didn't tip the cashier.
Right.
So, like, where is the line of ethics in that? Like, I kind of understand it with tipping the dealer.
Right.
But I kind of see his perspective, like, what am I tipping the cashier for? All she's doing is exchanging my chips. Like, I didn't actually have a rapport with her and play a game with her.
But you still just said it though. I mean, she's still completing technically a service for you by exchanging your tips.
Okay, all right. Because I'm trying to understand why they were so mad at him. You know, like I get it on a courtesy level.
But
right? I understand if he didn't do it and people just said, oh, that's wrong. You know what I mean? Like he shouldn't have did her like that. But evidently this was taken a little higher because it became an actual article on Facebook and they're like, Gucci Mane was in trouble. You know, he didn't tip the cashier and he won it was like $270,000, something like that. And like he didn't give her like nothing. And I'm just like, shouldn't y'all be talking to the dealer? Like, you know, if the dealer says, well, no, he hit me off, you know, he took care of me.
Obviously he probably tipped the dealer because if not, that probably would have been in the article. That would have been the issue,
with
the cashier. But, I mean, you kind of, I understand with Gucci Mane. I mean, I guess it's kind of your choice. I mean,
like I'm not a heavy gambler.
Table, I can't help it if y'all not giving me back cash. Like I gave you cash when I entered the game. It's not, you know, your fault that they're going to give you back chips and you have to take it to the cashier. Because think about like when you get your tickets out the machine and you have like $2,500 on your ticket, you go cash your ticket, get your money and leave. Like they don't make a big deal about that. Like
right,
you didn't give me a
that's
tip.
what I didn't understand. You know, like I get it with the dealer.
Because you won $1 million, I guess in most minds it's kind of expected. Like
I think it was a higher expectancy on him because of the amount of money and then who he is.
Right.
So he's being looked at like, not only did you win $270,000, but we know you already have that in the bank.
Right.
So why aren't you giving the tip? So that's the only, you know, justification I can look at it.
Right.
Because the cashier is just whoever's line was available at that moment. Next person said, next, I can help you next. So I'm supposed to feel obligated to leave her a tip?
That's why it's not.
It's interesting.
That's why it's not something that's mandatory. It's
right.
Just, it's up to you.
But I think it's courtesy to tip the dealer. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
I would definitely have tipped the dealer, you know.
Most of the time, you know, you tipping the dealer. Like that, like I said, the dealers are probably more than likely rooting for you to win because, you know, the more you win, the more they get in tips. So they thinking about it just as much as you think. While you on the other end thinking about, like, I want to win this money, they over there, like, they want to get the money just as much, you know, as you do too. So
yeah, that makes
it's a win-win for the whole table.
Right.
If you win. So
it keeps the spirit of the table up.
Yes, I'm all for you winning.
Right.
It's a win-win for me. You win, I win.
And we all win.
We all win at this table.
All right, so table games dealer is $15,000 to $40,000.
That's not bad.
Number 16 is library technician. Although the internet, online bookstores, and ebook readers such as Amazon Kindle have certainly reduced the foot traffic into local libraries, the library as we know it ain't going anywhere anytime soon. And while becoming a librarian requires years of schooling and certification, obtaining a job as a library technician can often be achieved by someone with just a high school diploma. Technicians assist librarians in organizing materials, ordering new titles, shelving books, and assisting patrons in researching the catalog. Computer skills are vital to this job, but no previous experience is necessarily expected. Contact your local library for information about career opportunities. Annual salary range $20,801 through $40,896.
Nice.
Library technician. I don't think that's a job most people are lining up for.
Probably because they didn't know the salary.
Right. But that's good. It still exists.
Right.
Let's see. Nate says that's a whole other show. Tip culture is out of control. Yes, I agree, Nate. That's why I was like, I don't really get it, you know. But I like the way you worded that, tip culture.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good way to view that, tip culture. Okay, but yeah. So librarian. Now this, you know what? I probably could work as a librarian because I just like books.
Yeah, he's a book person.
Yeah, I'm a book person. I could probably do that. You know what I mean? I get excited when I go in Barnes and Nobles. Such an undercover nerd,
you
right?
You probably can't work as a librarian.
You know,
a new book come in,
I'm gonna be on
in the back somewhere with a new book.
You
They're
know?
gonna be looking for help.
Barnes and Nobles is one of my favorite stores. I just love absorbing the information. I think the day is going to come where books are going to just be so valuable. It's going to be inconceivable because everything now, of course, is digitalized, right? It's on computers, but this is all based on electricity.
Right.
You know what I mean? If that power grid goes down, you ain't reading nothing. Everybody gonna have to break their books out. And the people who got the books is gonna be at the top of society. They're gonna be like, they know all the secrets. We ain't got no books. We had everything on our laptops and computers. You know what I mean? They're gonna be finding the people who got the books.
That's true.
So yeah, I could probably do this.
That's very true.
I could probably do this.
Very, very true.
Technicians for librarians. How to go get me a job at Barnes and Noble. Be like, I'm qualified to work here. I love books.
And that's the technician's salary.
Right, that's the technicians. They just assisting.
Right. They just assisting. So we got time for one more, I believe, and this is number 17. Number 17 is police officer. Careers in policing can be very difficult, yet incredibly rewarding. And while the jobs are not the typical 9 to 5 and can be hard on families and relationships, a high school diploma is the only formal education required to apply, as if we don't know that from their behavior. Once you apply and pass a background, drug and polygraph test, recruits are sent to the academy for training. Job listings for police officers can be found in local papers and online job boards. Annual salary range $29,689 through $79,907. So you're talking between $30,000 and $80,000 to be a terrorist. I mean, police officer. I'm sorry, I'm saying that wrong. To be a police officer to protect and serve that is
certain people.
That's a demanding job. That's a very
I can see that affecting families, especially with today. I mean, you know, the things that they're doing, they're kind of getting a very, very bad rap. Like, it's not a lot of people that look at police officers no more and think, goodness. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and it's interesting because now they're starting to beat on white people too. You know what I mean? Which I find to be ironic. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen videos on Facebook now. They starting to beat on everybody.
They just out of control.
They are just out of control. You know, completely out of control. And it's a shame that neither us nor the rest of society really sees that until they start beating on white people. And then we like, oh yeah, see, now they out of control now.
It's not
even like they are out of control.
The police are so out of control, you don't even want to call the police.
Yes.
You just might as well call the fire truck.
I had a young man just talking to me in the barbershop the other day about being a police officer, and he wanted my take. I told him I don't recommend it. I just don't. I'm sorry. Not from what I've been seeing in the past 20, 30 years. I just don't recommend it, you know, and I'm like, I know from an outsider looking in, you feel you're going to come and be that officer that brings justice to it. But them other gang members, I mean, police officers ain't going to let you, they're not going to let you change that up. What they're going to do is kill you.
Right.
You know, they're going to get rid of you.
Yes.
You know, while they continue to be who they're going to be. So I don't recommend it. Definitely not something I would allow my son to become. I'm sorry. Not unless we start an all-black police force to monitor black areas. It used to be like that. Yeah, back in the day, it used to be like that. The black police dealt with the black areas because they wouldn't allow these black officers to be a part of the white officers. Right. You know, and if it was like that present day, we wouldn't have as many problems. Right. You get what I mean? Because we got people coming into our neighborhoods that really live secret lives as KKK members and white supremacists and all that. And they literally hate the people they're supposed to be protecting and serving. Right. And this is why we have them beating up our children, punching little boys in the face, punching little girls, things of that nature. So, but this is what they make, 30 to 80,000 a year to be, you know, the people that they are. And shout out to the people that I know that were actual police officers who were never a part of anything like that, you know, but then again, they got into this way back. You're talking 20, 30 years ago. Right. I don't think it's so much easier to be that one officer that's going to be bringing about righteousness. I mean, even right here in Baltimore, the one cop that came forward, you know, about the other police, he ended up dead. You know who killed him. Yeah, the police is already it's already corrupt. Police force is just so corrupt right now. So thinking about being a police officer for your career right now. I don't recommend it. You might want to choose something else. I do not recommend it. But that's pretty much it, man. That is a wrap. How we looking on time, Nate?
You got 3 minutes till the end of the show.
All right, so in the last 3 minutes, we're just going to recap this for everybody, for those who might have missed it. Today's show was about 17 jobs that require little or no experience with decent salary ranges.
I like them all.
So number 1 was delivery driver. Salary range was 16 to 47. Number 2 was bill collector. Salary range 21.9 to 47.9. Number 3 was web developer. Salary range 22.5 to 132.5. Number 4 was taxi driver. Salary range 17 to 67. Number 5 was ride share driver. For those who are not familiar with that, that's Uber or Lyft or anything of that level. Average Uber driver was $42,959. Number 6 was garbage collector. Average salary range is still missing. We don't have that. Yes. You'll have to look that one up yourself. But it's decent though. Number 7 was security guard, because the other one was number 6, right? Yeah, garbage collector was number 6. So number 7 is security guard. Salary range 18 to 39. Number 8 was bartender. Salary range 13 to 48. Number 9, school bus driver. Salary range 16.4 to 39.8. Number 10, real estate broker. Salary range is basically sky's the limit. Right. You really can't even put a range on them, you know, because depending on what you're selling. Yes. Number 11 was entry-level oil field worker. Salary range 19 to 45,000. Number 12 was cable TV installer. Salary range 22 to 52. Number 13 was 18-wheel truck driver, CDL license, commercial driver's license. Yeah. Salary range was 28 to 68. Number 14 was human resource assistant. Salary range 24 to 46. 15 was table games dealer, as in casino. Salary range 15 to 40,000. Number 16 was library technician. Salary range 21,000 to 43,000. Number 17 was a police officer, 30 to 80. So anyway, that's a wrap, everyone. We thank you for tuning in with us today. We hope this show was educational for you. And if you know anyone who's looking for entry-level jobs, especially a young person, here's 17 of them that they could take interest in. I may even post these 17 on the Patreon account. That's patreon.com/BrotherMikeBBD. So on behalf of the Black by the Man team, as well as my co-host, the lovely Miss Janice, I'm your host, Brother Mike. I will catch you on the flip side. That's the black side, baby. Peace.